Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Professor Hassan and you are watching my channel Professor Hassan Hamayu. It is part number 6 for the expected statistics questions. Today we will discuss very important and tricky questions. Before starting today's vital lecture, I request everyone subscribe to my channel, like and share my channel and click the bell icon for the notifications of the next important videos. Let's start. Question number 1 is, if beta 2 is equal to 3, then A mesokurtic, B leptokurtic, C gamma 2 is equal to 0, D both A and C. Dear students, you should be very careful in the exam. If beta 2 is equal to 3, it means that we have mesokurtic and gamma 2 is equal to 0. These both are correct. It means D is the correct option, both A and C. Next question is, if gamma 2 is less than 0, then A leptokurtic, B mesokurtic, C platykurtic. In beta 2 we compare with 3 and in gamma 2 we compare with 0 because gamma 2 is equal to beta 2 minus 3. Next is, which one is correct? A, range is independent of origin. Yes, all the measures of dispersion are independent of origin. They are not affected by plus and minus. Range, standard deviation, quartile deviation, mean deviation, variance, they all are independent of origin. B, range depends upon scale. Yes, standard deviation, variance, range, mean deviation, quartile deviation, they all depend on scale. They are affected by, they are changed by multiply and divide. C, range is an unstable measure of dispersion. It's also correct. D is the correct option, all of these. Next is, which one is correct? A, arithmetic mean is not affected by extreme values. No, it is affected. B, quartile division is much affected by. No, quartile division is least affected by the extreme values. C, standard deviation is not a reliable measure of dispersion. It's also incorrect. D is the correct option, none of these. Next question, the difference between third and lower quartile contains what percent of values? Very important one, it is Q1. 25% values are lying below Q1. It is Q2. 50% values are lying below Q2. It is Q3. 75% values are lying below this much. But the question is, how much percentage of the values between Q1 and Q3? It is 25, it is 75. And that is actually this much. We have to calculate this one. So what will you do? 75 minus 25. This whole is 75 and this is 25. 75 minus 25 is 50% values lie between Q1 and Q3. If the question is how much values lie below Q2, it is 50%. How much above Q2, it is 50%. How much below Q3, 75%. How much above Q3, that is 25%. How much less than Q1, 25. How much above Q1, it will also be 75%. These all are very important questions. Next is, which one is correct? A, arithmetic mean cannot be calculated for open-end classes. Yes. Median can be calculated for open-end classes. Yes. Quartile division can be calculated for open-end classes. Yes. D, all of these is the correct option. Next is, if M2 is equal to 6 and M3 is equal to 0, then the distribution is, dear students, M3 0 means we have symmetric distribution, because what is beta 1? It is M3 square over M2 cube. If M3 is 0, 0 or something is 0, if beta 1 is 0, we have the symmetric distribution. If we have centimeters as the unit of values of data set, then the unit of coefficient of variation is, it has no unit. For A and B, coefficient of variation of A 0.3, coefficient of variation of B is 0.45. It means that A is more consistent than B, because coefficient of variation for A is smaller than coefficient of variation of B of B. That's why A is more consistent than B, a very important one. Next is which is correct? Coefficient of variation has no unit. Yes. Coefficient of variation is used for the comparison of two data sets. It's also correct, of different units. Both are correct. Next is also very important one. S1 is equal to 4. S2 is also equal to 4. Then, dear students, there are two data sets in S1. In first data set, standard deviation is 4. The variation about the central value is 4, and the S2 is also 4. It does not mean that X bar is equal to X bar 2. It can be possible X bar 1 is not equal to X bar 2. That can also be possible. Both A and B will be the correct option in the exam. Next question is, if X bar is equal to 10, X bar 2 is equal to 10, then S1 is equal to S2, S1 is not equal to S2. If the first data set has average 10, the values can be 10, 20, 30, then S1, and if X bar 2 is also equal to 10, it does not mean that S1 is equal to S2. They can be, both options can be possible. S1 can be equal to S2, S1 cannot be equal to S2. Both A and B will be the correct option in the exam. Next question is, which one is correct? First one is M1 prime is summation x square over n. It is not correct. M2 prime is equal to variance. It is also not correct, because M2 is equal to variance. Second moment about mean is equal to variance. Third one is M3 is equal to M3 prime minus 3 M2 prime M1 prime plus 2 M1 prime whole cube. That is the correct option. You will have to revise all these concepts and must comment on today's lecture. Assalamu alaikum.